I'm not good at a lot of things, but I can read a measuring tape. I may not be able to duplicate it, but I can read it. Oh, good morning. What a wonderful day. So we started, this week's been kind of a little bit slow because we finally finished up the one field we were on and then brought this machine in. This is the one that Miguel runs. So this is the smaller one. Got a helicopter overhead. That's kind of cool. Where is he? Can you see him? Can you see him? Can you see him? Anyway, Miguel runs this one, and we didn't discover this problem until we got it over here and started looking at it. So I'm going to walk you through a little bit here. A couple of these things right here that I never really understood. These are called walkers. Now Brent will tell me later, because he told me the other day that it actually was a 25-foot head on his machine. So he told me that I was wrong, but it's okay. I like being told that I'm wrong. These are walkers. One of these was broke, and it was this one over here that was broke, but I'm going to show you. We'll turn it around, and I'll show you what came out to show you what it was. I'm going to kind of walk you through the process a little bit, and Brent can later fix it if I have to fix it and come back and go, hey, I don't know what I'm talking about. So here, let's do this. Okay, so this is the walker, and it is that long, that piece there, and that piece there. So they're about, I'm gonna say it was about 9 feet long total, I think. So when Miguel and I pulled the other one out of the other combine to replace this one, it goes about, okay, so up here, it goes above this. Now I don't understand everything I think I know about this, but I do realize that this is a walking, because it's called a walker, and it rotates this direction. These walk, okay, so they come and walk like this to walk the straw out. I think he called it a straw walker. I could be wrong, but anyway, there's an auger in here which shoves chaff out also, and you've obviously got this in here. Because somebody asked me, one of my buddies, you all know him, my cinematographer, Andy, how does this process work? Well, I don't understand everything I know about, everything I think I know about this. This is the back. This is where your straw comes out. I know for a fact that it comes down, it falls out of here and comes down and hits the ground. Sometimes you got a fan blade on here that spreads it around. This one is a little bit different. Brent's one he's running is even more different because it's got two great big twin blades. Now, just as a clarification, this is sometimes called a table. I think is what they call it, is a table. I call it a head. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is a reel. This, I don't know what they call it exactly, but I would call it an auger. A feed auger possibly. So what happens is the grain comes along, gets cut by these wonderful little knives down here that look like they're taking a beating. They then roll up underneath that auger and it feeds it into the, I'm going to call it a feed chute. Brent can tell me, or somebody else can tell me later, but then it feeds up in and it starts to thrash it. So you've all heard of thrashers probably somewhere in your life, and all of you who are farmers, you'll know better than me. But this is all belt driven, and this is where I got Miguel plugged up the other day. I plugged up this thrasher in here, which it feeds it all up in, then it continues to work its way around. And I wish I could really get up inside and understand it better, but then you can see you got these little fan blade looking things here that continue to move things along. When we got, let's see how much of this I can show. I don't think I can. Okay, yeah, so there's some bolts right there. You can kind of see those bolts. I had to get my hand in there the other day and push down. They're carriage bolts, so there's nothing on top, but when they let loose, of course they become a bit difficult to get tightened back up. So Miguel and I did that yesterday. I didn't do very much work on this, I gotta admit. Miguel did most of it. Okay. So I don't okay, so there's an elevator in here somewhere because the wheat, when it's thrashed, comes out, goes up to the top. Let's see if we can get up top quick. and I'll show you the bin. Only because Andy was so curious. He said, well, how does this thing really work? Well, if I knew what I was talking about, I could help you. Hang on. Let's see what we can do. There we go. Okay. Inside of this bin right here is where your wheat comes up through that. Okay. That's where your thrashed wheat, cleaned wheat as it were, comes in, falls into here, fills this bin up. Okay. When this bin gets full, then we say, hey, time to get it out. Okay, we run the auger head out, comes out here to the side, comes to a truck, to the hopper, and then this bad boy right here proceeds to send the wheat up to the top, up in here. Can't see it because I got that door there, but it goes up in here and goes up that tube and out the auger head to where we have our wheat discharge. All that you must know, I have to tell you, I missed every bit of that. So, okay, so the heavy straw comes off the top. So I'm gonna walk back because I totally didn't film what he just said. This is where the heavy straw comes off of. Your chaff and your other stuff come off down here. Your heads come down here, and you come through this about 2 or 3 different stages, right?
Yeah, there's 3. So
3 stages.
So like the heads, and right now we have the reclean open because green stuff will also go through that big gap. So
you got that wide open so that it'll fall out, and then the green will hopefully just dissipate and come out across the top of this right here, right?
Yeah, green's bad, so we have it comes right out over there.
Over there. Oh, okay. That's the reclean. Okay, yeah. So that's what the reclean is. Okay, over there. All right.
But with so much green that's going through, it plugs the reclean's got so much going through it that it can't handle it.
So what are these augers right here? This is bringing up wheat heads, so, or is that bringing up everything? It just brings up everything and runs it back through. What are these? Because you got 1, 2.
So these are actually turning backwards.
So they're shoving it back down.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And it'll come across the sieves again.
Oh, it comes across the sieves, and the sieves are those things right there. Which then cleans it all up.
So whatever gets through the walker right here.
So whatever falls through there
goes back down and across.
Goes back down and across. So what? So this is plugged up, right?
Yeah.
So this is not supposed to do this.
It broke like right there.
Right. It broke right there because it's like 9 feet long. So it's not supposed to plug up like that. It's supposed to be clean the whole time, right?
Yeah. This it's probably more than likely got plugged up when you're running through really light grain like this. Like these little, there's a lot of rye in there from that last field too, but that's what plugged.
So that plugs that up, and then this is what we put in was the walker. You call it a straw walker, or you just call it a walker?
Straw walker.
You can see kind of there. You can actually see what it does because it goes back and forth, makes that circular motion, and just continues to walk that back and forth. I used to pull a live floor trailer, and that's basically the same effect.
Yeah, maybe have Miguel pull this stuff.
Pull it out.
This auger's the one that's not turning. That's because the keyway's out.
Oh, that's the one that's out. Okay.
So, but after he gets this cleaned out, he might have to climb up there on top. See that open door up there?
Yeah.
And then just clean these out.
Okay.
This one right here, you probably can clean out from right here. Just pull it out.
How does that clean out? Just push it back down, right? This one's plugged, and that one's plugged, and this one I know for fact is not. Well, answer me a question. Hold on just a second. This one.
That's what you just put in.
That's the one we just put in. Why are these out further?
I don't know.
Because that's something. That's interesting. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
So that one sticks out.
It's probably a little shorter walker.
Is that what?
It should be a longer one, but.
No, that's the right length.
Maybe when it comes back, it'll be back. See this one? Well, no.
No, it won't go that far. It should still only go this far. So.
Oh, this has an extension.
Yeah, that's what that is. That's an extension.
I think it's just got an end plate in it, and this has an.
No, it's got an end plate here too.
Maybe this isn't slid out. Huh?
These bolts right here is not slid out. Will that make a difference?
I don't know.
That's interesting. Funny, I hadn't even thought about that till I literally started looking at that.
That's something that maybe. Oh, he's already got that piece back in. These are going to need to be cleaned out.
Yeah, they got to be cleaned. So. Because I wondered about that, because I could see all this. I
Yeah,
could
that's
see all
that
that.
auger that's not
It's
turning.
not turning, so. Which is helping to plug everything else up, right? The opposite side of the combine, and we're missing a key for one of the little augers down here below, in order to make everything work correctly, because everything is a combination thing. Everything has to run together. See, our belt's a little worn, but this is where the thresher, or not, yeah, I guess it would be the thresher. The deal I got plugged up the other day was plugged up. None of this would go around because this runs the belt drive that comes up here and all these things over here. Of course, this all runs together. Again, everything on this thing has to run. I mean, obviously it has to run simultaneously because it runs, but it can slow down and it can get stopped up, as I proved the other day when I really screwed up and took in way too much green and choked it all up. But that's the other side of the combine and the process of trying to get this finished. We're going to have it put back together today, and Brent and Miguel hopefully are going to go out and do that while I go dig up some more weeds, because one thing we have a bumper crop of this year, again, I say it again, I've said it 100 times, is a bumper crop of weeds. Man, oh man. So anyway, that kind of gives you an idea. So of course, then to get in the operator's cab up in here, you crawl up in here. Let's see what we can show here. All right, this one smells kind of mousy. All right, so steering wheel. This is your reel, raises your reel up and down. This over here raises your table up and down. This is your gears on this one. You got all the way to 8th gear. This is your main drive clutch. So you engage that all the way forward, which then sets all the belts into motion. And then this little bitty switch right here is your switch that runs the cutter, the head, the reel. It all runs off of that. You've also got another gear set up down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in a neutral situation. Pull to stop the engine, because these are positive diesels. I don't know what you call them, but you pull it to shut it off, turn the key to turn it on, push the button. So anyway, that's basically the inside of a combine, and it is pretty small. It's actually starting to smell better. I don't know why. But anyway, so it's good, because it used to really smell like mouse pretty bad. The day I plugged it up, holy crap. I mean, it was mouse smell in here you would not flip and believe. And so there you go. That is the inside of a combine. And hopefully you understand better, because I know that I don't understand it completely. I know that the process is, I can put it in my head. I can see how it comes out and how it goes through. And then of course it discharges out and goes into the hopper. And the hopper is actually a very, the hopper trailer is a very integral piece of equipment here, because you can only put so much grain in here. You have to continue to move it out and get it off the field in order to finish up your harvest. We've got one more hopper left. Well, not one more hopper, but he thinks he's got one more combine cut on this piece here, the one directly behind us, and then we're gonna go way back up to the south to finish up. We have had so many weeds that the wheat is just wet. Everything is soaking wet almost, and it's dry. The wheat's dry. It's dry, mature, but because of the weed content, the weeds have way more moisture in them, and they just are constantly bringing up the water. So we're having problems trying to get it done, doing the best we can, and hopefully we're gonna have a good season. You're gonna get what we get. We got a lot more grain than we got last year, but we got a lot more weed, and it's not top quality stuff because of that. The heads are great. If we didn't have the weeds, I mean, I think Brent would actually have a really decent crop, but it didn't grow tall, and the weeds came up faster than the wheat in some cases, and is really choking everything out. I'm not good at a lot of things, but I can read a measuring tape. I may not be able to duplicate it, but I can read it. So it's definitely, it was a 25 reel. The head itself, the table was a 25. Yeah, this is Brent's newer one. Kind of shows you it's got those two the pieces, the attachments for the straw. But this has also got another flinger that flings the straw and the chaff out. Same process, got another walker, same way. But his is in a little better, a little different condition. Everything seems to be in really good condition here, but that's your table where your shaft comes out, comes down here, and it flings it out here. That's just the, the husk and things like that. You can see the weeds. I mean, you can see the weeds, the number of crappy weeds we had. So, but this is a little different style. Everything here is up higher. The engine's up higher in the back. You can get in it. This dude is tall. You can get inside of it. That one, of course, we had to crawl in on the front because it's on that side. So it kind of gives you an idea what the difference in those two are. And again, he told me, he laughed at me, and he'll laugh at me now when I say that. It's a 25, but I measured it 24, and it's 25 is what they call it. Being the, wait a second, he said it was something 925. Oh, that's what this was. Okay. All right, 925R. That makes it a 25-foot table, head, reel, whatever. The reel is only 24 because I measured it with a measuring tape. And I know that I can read a measuring tape. There he is. Shows up with the hopper. So he took the hopper down yesterday and dumped it at a chicken feed place because that's basically all we're making right now is chicken feed. And that's kind of sad because the weed itself, the heads look great. It's just there's too much green moisture involved in it. So after we get this other combine up and running, he's gonna go out and see if he can finish this one up today. And I'll see what more I can get filmed if I'm still here, if not pulling weeds. Oh, I missed it. He fired it up. Hear how this one runs. There's a big old motor inside there. It's nice. Nice. Combine on the move. Let's see if he's gonna back up. I think he may be backing up to dump out this other side. Nope, he's gonna go cut what's left. He's gonna go put more in. So we'll see if I can catch him later. All right, so now he's fired everything up. You can kind of see up on top if you're looking where the smoke is. Fired it all up. Yeah, I'll give you a quick rundown. You can kind of see some of that stuff moving in the back. The reel's moving. I mean, that's one of those obvious things. You always see that. You can see where the stuff's coming out the back. Kind of gives you a quick idea. Kind of hard to get close because you really don't want to get too close. That gives you a rough idea about how it works. Oh, and I guess another thought I want to add to that is you see the little fan blade looking things that are just hanging down, the rubber things. They're not running because, first of all, we are not running in enough chaff, in enough stem, in enough straw that they have to be spreading it out. So we are basically running in a very minimal amount of stuff coming out. So it's just kind of feeding itself out. And that's the reason why those are not spinning. I thought I'd better clarify that because they are not spinning for that reason and that reason only. So I decided to give you a quick rundown. That's going to be, our thing. Sorry I haven't been real good lately. I've had a couple teeth I had to have pulled. Oh boy, that was way too much fun. I'm finally back. It's only just been a day. Seriously, hadn't been bad. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Keep watching because I got all sorts of other things going on. I am actually going to get back on some of my other projects. It's just been a matter of money, and I am doing my best to try and figure it out. I'm trying to figure out some merchandise deals so you guys can help me. If you don't mind, I'm trying to find a really cool logo, trying to, just peek that out to where you guys would really like to buy it. So, hey, thanks for watching, and come back and watch again because we're going to be back. Okay, now we're shooting for YouTube because hey, we're just here, and this is a Motion Picture Association of Utah. We're shooting for YouTube. Why are you in this
All right.
business?
I'm an actress.
You're an actress. And you like
I've
to act.
I love to act.
Some people say I actually act like I know what I'm doing, so it's really rare. This is YouTube. Can you do
Are
this?
you going to put it on YouTube?
Why not? Should
Say,
I?
hey, so we are here because we want to be involved to help get more motion picture projects
So it is.
in Utah.
So it is the Motion Picture Association of Utah.
Utah.
And this is literally going to be, I'm going to stick this on the end of my episode
All right.
for this week.
Okay.
Okay, I was underneath the combine today in like 4 feet of dust. But here we are today. We're standing, tonight
All right.
we're standing at the MPU,
Yeah.
MPAU.
I should
And
probably say who I am. I'm Rebecca Olson.
Rebecca Olson.
Hi,
Oh,
Tom.
hi, Rebecca. Nice to meet you.
I mean, we introduced ourselves.
No, yeah, exactly. But
Yeah,
now I'm introducing you to
okay.
into my group. Because remember, what are we doing here? We're doing a YouTube show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.